Hi guys, Chris Buckler here with EAM, Estate Agent Mastery, and I am joined by industry legend, I said it right this time, Kristjan Byfield. Kristjan, you've got 5 minutes. Talk to me.
Hi, Chris. So yeah, I wanted to talk today with agents about establishing your unique USP, so your unique selling point. I think there's been a lot of advice during lockdown, and there's been lots of salient points there about looking about your tech stack and your operation, etc., etc. But I think for a lot of agents, they really struggle to differentiate themselves from those on the high street, the competitors online. And I think agents default into going with the usual tick boxes. Oh, we do free valuations. Well, who doesn't do a free valuation?
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. There's lots of those. Or we do professional photographs. None of these things are USPs. They're nice things. They're ticks in the box that a client will want from you, but they don't genuinely set you aside from the others. Now, I think a USP can be a couple of things. It can be something that's part of your day-to-day operations. So we do a couple of things at Base. We actually launched them both in 2012. So we've been doing them both now for 8 years. But to the best of my knowledge, we're the only agent in the UK that does either of these things. And so we do one thing called basic appliances. And basically what that is for all of our managed properties, we actually keep a stock of our own appliances. And when an appliance breaks down at one of our managed properties, we actually send an appliance totally free of charge to that property as a sort of loan appliance whilst we get the issue resolved. And that came out of a really simple thing of tenants coming to us with a broken appliance. They have, sometimes it's a quick fix, sometimes it's same or next day, but sometimes it's longer than that. Usually it's being without that appliance for those few days that gets a tenant really antsy, maybe results in them asking for compensation, etc., etc. So, it really came out of that. I mean, we are lucky in London. We've got, everything's easy to get to. We've got Ubers, etc., etc. So easy to facilitate. But yeah, we launched that 8 years ago. Our tenants absolutely love it. It's pretty much eliminated compensation claims for our landlords.
Yeah. It
just gets tenants off our back. Tenants aren't chasing us going, when's it's being fixed, because they've got a solution. So that's one thing that we do. And another thing we do is we have a scheme we call maintenance. And that's basically where we teach all of our tenants at the start of a tenancy essential sort of property life skills. So we'll teach them things like how to bleed a boiler, how to bleed a radiator, how to balance a boiler, maintain their drains, look for signs of condensation, all the sort of stuff that falls under sort of really normal tenant sort of requirements of what they should be fulfilling. But I mean, we started it because what we found was there's no sort of standard level of knowledge. We've had 20-year-old tenants who know it all, and we've had 60-year-old six-figure earning tenants who don't even know what a fuse board is. So what we found is there's no sort of standard level of knowledge. So again, what we find for us is by doing that, again, it gives us something unique no one else does. Our tenants get a skill set that will be useful for the rest of their lives, and our landlords get reduced maintenance costs. So those are two examples of things we've done. Sometimes it's marketing. I've seen some really clever stuff, agents putting out ice scrapers with some clever taglines on them just before a cold snap happens, or whatever, saddle covers on bikes.
We've got 90 seconds left, Kristjan, so I'm going to jump in. We did that when we launched our first agency with the ice scrapers, and I love it. And I love what you're saying, because you're throwing in, this is what differentiates us, and it's actually quite simple, but it's a value. And the beautiful thing there, I think, for me, when an agent knows what their USP is and they truly believe it and they truly offer it, when it comes to the question on, do I win the listing, do I win the landlord, do I win the vendor, or on fees, if someone says, hey, listen, the other agent said X, can you do it for Y? You're actually saying, no, look at the value we bring, meaning you can not drop your pants on fees, if you like,
Exactly.
maintain that level of service, but ultimately add value. So I guess if you haven't done that, you've got to go away and write it up. How would you do that? So if you were saying to another, time's up. Kristjan, thank you for your time. We'll put a comment below on how you would go and do it if you're an agent thinking, where do I start? Thanks for your time, buddy.
Cheers, Chris.
Cheers. Bye-bye.